In Washington, D.C., change doesn't just happen, it rises. New buildings, new businesses, and for many, new uncertainty. As neighborhoods evolve, the question isn't just what's being built, but who it's being built for. American University professor of urban policy, Dr. Derek Kyra specializes in neighborhood change, focusing on gentrification, urban politics, affordable housing, and race.
Gentrification is a process where upper income people move to a low moderate income community, or resources and investments come in, and that threatens the culture, the political strength, and also the ability of low income residents to stay in that community.
For Victor Modenesi, that pressure is personal.
The life here in DC is very expensive. I live in the basement.
Modenesi moved from El Salvador and has lived in D.C. for more than a decade. As costs rise, staying has become less affordable.
Right now, the problem is, for example, that buildings around is very expensive. Now the taxes for that building is very high. It's very different. They don't can pay the taxes at DC, and that people they need to immigrate other state for more cheap the life and more cheap the taxes.
There's a lot of new construction. I always wonder who's living here. Quite frankly, how can they afford it? Because sometimes I have frequently looked at what the cost of rent is when they have the billboards or the signage for the apartment.
But for others, change has brought new opportunities. DC native Bayshawn Tucker says adapting has been part of staying in business.
So I was sitting here one time, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of different people coming into the store, which is good. That's not a bad thing, right? But I had not informed because they're not from DC, they're not a native. So I had to figure it out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do vintage. And that's why I started the new vintage line. So I'm doing vintage for men and for ladies. And it seems to work. Because if you're not from here, you don't want I'm so DC pastor on you. If you're like maybe from Michigan or New York or whatever. So just try to do something different for everybody.
Newer residents say that they're aware of their role in that change.
The building I live in is definitely like a newer build, like space. And then I feel like it's a very known phenomenon of like college grads coming to a city where I make a little bit more like than the average DC resident. So it's like that type of purchasing power like puts me in that distinction.
According to Dr. Hyra, affordable housing policies can help, but the results aren't always consistent.
Gentrification is really associated with a displacement process, whereas I see community revitalization and also what I would term equitable development associated with resources coming to an underserved area, but that does not put displacement pressure on the community.
And that's the balance many here are still trying to figure out. How a city can grow without losing the community that has always been here. In Washington, D.C., the changes are easy to see, but for many, the future depends on what stays the same.
Whatever D.C. had, we still want to keep that. We want to keep that root here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lifestyle, basically.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Kamora Wongson.